As I move ahead with the building of my train layout, I do notice some things that need to be adjusted, or in some cases, a friend may come over, in this case that is what happened, and say, hey, you may have a bit of an issue here. Well, that issue, as you can kind of see in the picture here, sort of, I'll demonstrate with a video in a second, is that there's no way I can reach that corner. So what he suggested is taking those pieces out there and then running the backdrop more closer so then I can reach, or at least with the little stool, reach the far end. I just, if I could just stretch a little further, come on. Oh, come on. No, just can't reach it. Nope, just can't reach it. Even with a step stool, reaching to that far corner would have been very, very difficult. So it would have just caused more problems. So thank you to my friend Dave for the one day he came over and pointed out, hey, why don't you just cut those pieces out and move the backdrop over? And I said, hey, yeah, why don't I do that? So an oops turned into an improvement. So those three beams are going to be cut off and the piece of the long piece. Now those two legs, I put them in. And the next thing I'll have to do also is take out the two legs on this side, because now I have the support. In order to minimize the dust, I'm going to use a handsaw. And yes, for those of you who are observant, you will notice the Beaver Lumber Tradesman logo on the saw. And that is really dating myself because Beaver Lumber and Aikenhead is long, long gone. In this photo, you can once again see the issue in trying to reach that corner. You can also see the two support legs that are going to have to come out, as well as those beams that I'm going to have to cut. I made fairly quick work of those beams that I cut out, and the legs are gone as well, but as you can see, the benchwork is fully supported. Now what I gotta do is use these pieces of wood as cleats so that I can support the uprights for the backdrop. Here you can clearly see now the one cleat is installed, and now all I have to do is screw in the upright for the future backdrop. In these two photos, you can see the upright is now firmly screwed in place and ready for my future backdrop. So here's the completed adjustment to the benchwork with the two uprights attached to the cleats I mentioned earlier, and I'm ready to move ahead on my project train layout. The quick fix that I mentioned earlier is the fact that I miscalculated. So as you can see in the photos here, the thickness of the plywood plus the homasote, which is to butt against the thickness of the plywood plus the foam plus the cork, doesn't match, does it? So I had to fix that, otherwise it's going to have a major height problem. Doesn't look like a lot there, but when you get an HO scale, especially N, but this is HO scale, you have problems with trains with these odd little grades that make trains uncouple and such, and other problems. So I need to fix that quickly. If you're going to be working with this foam insulation, the best thing you can do is get some interesting tools. You can cut it with knives, but if you want to do a nice even filing down, I got one of these surfoam tools, which you can get at any hardware store. And that's what I used to make a nice general slope in the foam, and then I was able to glue the cork down and even it up with the homasote. Here are some photos of the finished product. Now on the left here in the first picture, there's a bit of a gap. Well, that's because that's the drop section on the left. Now you can see it sloping down to the right. As I mentioned before, I used the surfoam tool to make a nice gentle slope down to the right, and you can see it sloping off. And then the second photo, the one here, shows how it nicely meets up with the homasote. Now, unlike my use of the handsaw in the earlier benchwork adjustment, this surfoam tool and filing away does make quite a mess. So be handy with a local little broom, and you may have to do some vacuuming as well, because working with foam can get a little bit messy for sure. I hope you liked this little project here. And basically what the motto is that, you're going to make mistakes, or you're going to want to change stuff. Don't be afraid to do that, because you'll regret it later if you don't. Take care, and if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe if you want to watch more of my material.